Welcome everybody for this heroic division match in Season 19 of the Nexus Gaming Series between Heavy Hitters and Can't Connect Stuns. This is a replay cast, and so we won't have a draft phase to go through, but we will cover the draft quickly when we pop into the game. As you can see on your screen, Heavy Hitters has banned Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple, and on the other side, Can't Connect Stuns has banned Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire. So, game number 1 will take place on Garden of Terror, a map that is, I like to call Diablo's Petunias, because it is the Lord of Terror's garden. But it is a map with a lot of camps, so heroes that can take camps quickly are often prioritized on this map. Dahaka is extremely strong on this map, so he's often banned, because there's a lot of bushes, and the lanes are all fall apart, so his dig and his speed up both empowered on the Garden of Terror. But this is where, excuse me, our first game will take place between these two teams. So let's get in there, see what they drafted, and look at what game number 1 has to offer between Heavy Hitters and Can't Connect Stuns. So the blue team is Heavy Hitters, and we've got a Garrosh, Anduin, Falstad, Mephisto, and Ragnaros. An interesting team composition. It appears to give a lot of macro. That's what the first thing says to my brain. The global support from Falstad, Ragnaros excellent at soaking up waves and defending pushes, helps delay the game out till the late game. Both Falstad and Mephisto are pretty strong in the late game. And a lot of control here as well. I wouldn't say their blow-up potential is amazing right off the hop, but later on in the game, Falstad, Mephisto, and Ragnaros are all pretty capable of getting someone deaded quickly. But I think their ability to get to the late game is extremely strong. Again, Falstad, Ragnaros, both of those are characters that can help you delay out on a big map until your team has scaled out of their minds. So I like this comp. I think there's a lot that it can do, and they should also be fairly capable of delaying captures of the point, which means that also gives them more time to scale. On the far side, we do have Can't Connect Stuns. We've got Hanzo, Brightwing, Muradin, Hogger, Junkrat. Also a fair amount of control here. The Hogger can take camps very, very quickly, which is important on this map. Brightwing answers the global presence of Falstad, and Hogger, one of the best offlaners in the game. Junkrat gives you a ton of control. This map has a lot of smaller choke points and tight areas and a lot of bushes, so traps and mines can be especially effective here where people can't see them until they're stepping on them. And Hanzo, just a strong all-around damage dealer who doesn't have to be up close to blow people up. Just based off I think the team fight might be a little easier to execute for Can't Connect Stuns, but again, I think the macro pressure is a little on the favor of Heavy Hitters, but all matchups are a skill matchup. So let's get started into this game, introduce our teams, and see what we've got here in this heroic division match. In the blue, we do have Heavy Hitters. Tezo on Garrosh, Drunk Unicorn is on Anduin, Big Bird blows on Falstad, the Dwarf on a Duck is the Big Bird blows. Xanthanarium is on Mephisto, and we see Dark Horse playing Ragnaros. In the red, we have Can't Connect Stuns. We have Mockery on Hanzo, most consistent player on the team on Brightwing, Slickrub playing Muradin, the Mainski playing Hogger, and Eric on Junkrat. Shredded Wind has told me his name is pronounced most consistent player on the team, and who am I as a lowly caster to, gainsay these heroic div players. Here comes the groundbreaker and the throw. Mockery is tossed at the team. He's looking for a wall to jump over, but no. The phase shift does come in from Brightwing, saves his life, and they get some good damage there on Tezo Paco. Ragnaros is already top, trying to get his team a lead in XP. Junkrat sent top to deal with him. In terms of our level 1 talents, we do have the Unrivaled Strength from Garrosh, Lightwell from Anduin. We've got the Hammerang Quest, Gathering Storm. So again, a stacking, growing in power Falstad here. We've got the Skull Missile build, Unyielding Power from Mephisto, and E-build, Engulfing Flame for that Blast Wave on the Ragnaros. Baby Ragnaros. Ragnaros! On the far side, we have Siege from the Hanzo. The W build with the Scatter Arrow. Only one stack so far. The Hyper Shift from Right Wing. Dwarf Block from the Murden, which should help him take less damage from Falstad and Ragnaros. On the Prowl for the trait build for Hogger, and extra wound timers on this Junkrat, as both teams immediately go, again, to the priority of this map, camps. Lots of pressure, lots of experience. And so members are sent to take waves while the camps go out, and now they'll be sent to take them. It looks like an invade is coming. Hogger is all alone here trying to take this. Tezopako comes in, throws Mainski out, but they do get the capture. The Hog Wild comes out and he stays alive, as the invade is just slightly too late to steal that camp. So all camps except for this bottom bruiser on Heavy Hitter's side have been collected. Murden is thrown in. Slick Rub. They root him. He's not able to get out. The phase shift does come in, though, and Murden is saved. Excellent work there by most consistent player on the team. Falstad does fly in, looking to get more stacks of the Hammerang, but it splits the uprights, and Eric is not hurt. In the bottom, we see Mainski defending these Giants against Xanthanarium, but there's not a lot that Hogger can do without taking that Lightning Nova damage. Seed is sprouting on the side of Can't Connect stuns. That will be to their advantage. Ragnaros still in the top, pushing down these minion waves. Both teams level 5, a very slight experience advantage to the members of Heavy Hitters as they come in. Mainski is quite low here and will get the phase shift from Shredded Wind. The throw in there is onto Murden, manages to jump out. Phase shift is now down. They're going to have to be careful here as Junkrat is chasing down Dark Horse, and that is the end of Ragnaros. In the bottom, we still have the 4v4 team fight. Mainski taking a lot of damage from the Falstad here. Slickrum trying to knock him back. Mainski so low as the capture is coming out for Xanthanarium here. Tezopako bodying out Mockery, and they do get the first seed. Murden thrown in again, and the root prevents the jump out. Slickrub super low. He's going to take the hit, and he's killed by Xanthanarium's Mephisto. A 2-for-0 for the Heavy Hitters. They weren't able to find a successful invade, but they were able to invade on this seed. And Mainski coming in with such low health, it cost Shredded Wind his phase shift, and then during the team fight, the healing potential was much lower. Seven's coming in at about the same time for these teams. Mid is being cleared. This bottom camp is taken, and with really good timing, as to clear this, Hogger's going to have to stay bottom while the seed is in fact spawning in the top. Drunk Unicorn and Xanthanarium pushing with this siege camp, as this back minion, this circle, is spell armor, so they take less damage. But it looks like there's going to be a big gank here. In the top, Junkrat is killed by Falstad, but Anduin dies. Xanthanarium being chased down by the 5-man, trying to use that ability to get out. And we've got some beautiful artifacting going on over here from the Anduin. But Falstad will take aggro from these. Dark Horse back, still very, very low, but will capture the second seed. Falstad could die to these minions. Oh, that was close. Great barrel roll. Tezopako will go down in return. The kills are 4-2 in favor of the members of Can't Connect Stuns, but 2 seeds over to Heavy Hitters at the moment, as Hogger pushes in hard in the bottom. And again, now it's about a half-level lead for the members of Can't Connect Stuns. They are going to take these siege camps again. Ragnaros in the top, Hanzo in the bottom. The next seed is coming in, and Slickrub already has priority positioning to try to find a way to start a fight on Can't Connect Stuns terms. They want to hit 10 and then win a team fight with their heroic abilities. And seeing the seed is 10 seconds away, they will have their ultimate abilities. We see Blink Heal, Avatar, Shockwave, Riptire, and Dragon's Arrow. Mockery and Eric are here to fight the Giants. Shredded Wind is down here, not proxying, but aggroing Eric takes a lot of damage. He does get flipped in, but he uses the mine to get out. A great Dragon's Air. That's a ton of damage on a Tezo Paco. The heal from Andom, but it's not enough. Out comes the Durance of Hate, and they do kill the Junkrat. Shredded Wind takes a ton of it. What a great blink over the wall. Shredded Wind is still alive, but now it's a 2v3 here as the Mainsky and Slickgrub are all alone with none of their damage dealers. Slickgrub swiftly being pushed out. Xanthanarium with the Skull Missile and the Lightning Nova. They're trying to take this last seed. Mockery, ready to cause some damage. He does manage to stop Drunk Unicorn as he's trying to collect the seed. Now it's a 4v3. Falstad is flying back in. Junkrat just coming back from being dead as well. Mainsky, they knock Dark Horse into the wall. There's the stun. The flip onto Mockery, though. He manages to use the flip over the wall. He's incredibly low on health. Eric coming in with the bonus damage. Big Bird blows, throwing in damage from the side. Mockery swinging around to the bottom. Both teams starting to back off to recollect their resources. Ragnaros getting onto the tower, using that Molten Core. The Durance of Hate comes out and is out onto the most consistent player on the team. Mockery firing onto Tezo Paco, a ton of damage. Mainsky has to back out, but Mockery is killed. Another fantastic blink heal from Shredded Wind means that he stays alive once again. And even though Garrosh is very low and there is a mine on this seed, they're going to have to seed this seed to the members of Heavy Hitters. Ignore the dog. He's paying attention to the neighbors. So, with 3 seeds, that is going to be Garden Terrors for Heavy Hitters at 7.5 minutes. And in fact, they already lost their top fort to Giants during that extra long team fight. So they are probably going to lose more than just 1 fort to these Garden Terrors. Pardon me, had to ask the dog to shut it. Alright, top is going down quickly to Slickgrub and Eric, but in the mid fort, the gate is going down to Dark Horse with this Garden Terror. In the bottom, they're chasing past this Garden Terror. Tezo Paco is low, though, as is Xanthanarium. There comes a Dragon Arrow out now. It is a 3v4, but these health bars are very low. Big Bird Blow barrel rolls in and uses the Mighty Gust. Mockery's taking a lot of damage. Out comes the Light Bomb. It doesn't quite hit, but Mockery's incredibly low. The Bink Heal keeps it up for now, but they both go down. Big Bird Blows is so low. He does get killed as well, but it's still a 2-for-1. Mainsky has to back out. It's taking so much damage. Slickgrub bashing the screen. Out comes the Shockwave, but Slickgrub has to jump away. Is he going to get hit by the Garden Terror? No, he sidesteps it. Gets thrown in by Tezo Paco and murdered instead as well. It's a 3-for-1, and Heavy Hitters are pounding Can't Connect stuns right now. All 3 forts go down. Top is missing a good chunk of its gate. Bottom gate is entirely destroyed. Mainsky just looking to put some pain onto Heavy Hitters, but this is not looking good for their team right at this moment. The Vision Arrow does come out from Mockery, putting some damage and the Polymorph onto Tezo Paco. Another good blink there from Shredded Wind. The most consistent player on the team, really performing well on this Brightwing. We can look at ultimates here as the teams take a moment to recollect their thoughts. We have Decimate on the Garrosh, Light Bomb for Anduin, the Mighty Gust out of the Falstad, Durance of Hate from Mephisto, and Lava Wave from Rag, giving them a ton of control over the lanes in the late game. As for Can't Connect stuns, they've taken Dragon Arrow on Hanzo, Blink Heal from this Brightwing, which has been used fantastically to reposition. Avatar from the Muradin, Shockwave from the Hogger, and Riptire from the Junkrat. Heavy Hitters spread out over the map, collecting what they need to collect. The remaining camps that they can safely take are taken by Can't Connect stuns as the Vision Arrow. They do catch Mockery. He has to jump over. The Light Bomb comes up with a Riptire and the Durance of Hate as well. Eric is caught. The bomb has got him momentarily safe. Tezo Paco takes a ton of damage. The pull comes out, and Eric is going to go down, killed by the Garrosh. The Mainsky is here, trying to knock them into walls. This can be useful. Oh, the Flaming Horde comes out, but can't quite stop Xanthanarium's escape. Slickgrub is thrown out by Tezo Paco. He uses the Decimate, throws him in. Slickgrub taking a ton of damage. The Brightwing heal saves him for now, but no, that is a death on the Dwarven King. The Mainsky knocking them back. Doesn't appear to have Hog Wild at the moment. Shredded Wind now going to get stunned. No, just gets out of the way, but is blown up as well. And it's a 3-for-0. 4-for-0 as Mockery goes down to Xanthanarium. And Heavy Hitters is punishing Can't Connect stuns right now. So, this is the first seed. There is no punishment for losing this, but the members of Can't Connect Stuns are going to need to push this out, soak up to 16, and try to find themselves an even leveled fight. The control, the absolute control with the gust, the flips, the pulls from Anduin, the changing position of the Mephisto. There's just so much battlefield control from Heavy Hitters, and they are using it very, very effectively. Slick Rob does have vision on Drunk Unicorn here. Big Bird blows. Slick Rob is all alone. He does manage to walk out, does get the pixie dust, or the fairy dust. They're pushing in the siege camp here with the gate already gone. Junkrat was pushing out bottom. They're still about a third of a level away from 16 on the side of CCS. And a sister team to Crimson Cyber Squad. So, you know, yay CCS. Tezapako, he does go for the Groundbreaker. Can't quite connect with the throw. Shredded Wind takes a ton of damage there. Big Bird blows, does get knocked in. It looks like by a mine, but he will get out safely. Tezapako is out in front, seems to be baiting the main ski, looking for opportunities from the left here. They're crescenting around, trying to catch their opponents in a choke point while Ragnaros is bottom, and the lava wave will clear right up to this bottom heap. Dragon Arrows will come out. The Durance of Hate comes out, but so does the damage. The Light Bomb does go into Murden. Avatar is popped. It is a 5v5. Everyone is here. The throw on Big Bird blows by Tezapako, but so much damage is coming out onto Tezapako. The Garrus is so low. Big pull there by Drunk Unicorn. Darkos using the lava wave to get out, but Anduin is murdered in the meantime. Up here, we see Mockery forced to jump over the wall again, limiting his damage. Xanthanarium will now go down. And this is exactly what CCS needed. Can't Connect Stuns looking to crescent, pressure, until it forced Heavy Hitters into a choke. And they get a 2-for-0 because of it. Falstad is going to fly bottom while they go for this seed. And Junkrat using bombs to get himself there. But in the meantime, Garrosh is killed by the remaining members of Can't Connect Stuns as Mockery looks to steal the giant camp away. Falstad is being chased in the bottom lane by Eric, by the main ski. There is the mine, and Falstad is caught and killed. The main ski and Eric teaming up to kill both the dwarf and his duck. Dark Horse will take the siege camp here as Mockery takes this one, and the first seed they have gotten all game goes over to Can't Connect Stuns, and I think that Dragon Arrow connected very effectively. Heavy Hitters just starting to respawn now, but still 15 seconds on Garrosh and 30 seconds on the Falstad. They're clearing out their opponent's camps, and they are looking to take their own camps as well. Now, they haven't done really any damage to any buildings. This gate is still pretty okay. This gate's gone. So they're just looking to do some siege since they have lost all their buildings, and their bottom keep is at half. Unfortunately, Hanzo has many strengths. Siege damage is not one of them, and Junkrat isn't exactly a blazing fast sieger either, so they really do need to win fights or have Garden Terrors to knock down the buildings of Heavy Hitters. Heavy Hitters rotating the bottom to clear out this giant camp, and in the lava wave just doing, you could almost say, passive work, clearing out minions, getting experience, and making it hard for there to be a wave prio lead for Can't Connect Stuns. And again, like, you choose between teamfight and macro when on the two ultimates of Ragnaros, but when you choose macro, you choose control, the Mighty Gust will come out, and the Skull Missile hits a few as well. The Dragon's Arrow comes out, hits two, out comes the Shockwave as well. Falside's incredibly low, the Horde! He's caught between a Horde and a hard place, and he's killed. Xanthanarium looking at trying to find a good Skull Missile. The Lightning Nova's hitting three, Mockery forced to jump over. The mine comes out, knocks Xanthanarium immediately. Out will come the Durance of Hate, it catches two. Murden's taking so much damage, and so is Mainski. Xanthanarium doing so much damage, but Xanthanarium and Murden will both go down. Tezapako's incredibly low. The Root does catch Eric. Mockery looking to kill Tezapako, but he heals not soon enough. He is killed, and that is a 3-for-1 as these late game fights are starting to very, very much fall into the hands of Can't Connect Stuns. Hogger's gonna have to respond to this. A siege camp was pushing against zero opposition because of the lava wave. I almost said lava plume. Thanks, Pokemon. Oh, but Dark Horse hops onto the siege, not able to take down this building as Molten Core will protect it for the time being. The 20s are in for both teams. Let's have a quick look at that as we wait for the next seed to spawn. We've got Titanic Might throwing 2 enemies now for Garrosh. The Light Bomb upgrade, Inner Fire. Wind Tunnel from Falstad, Mimic. So both the Shade and Real Mephisto will cast Lightning Nova. And we've got Lava Surge, so the double Lava Wave. We've got Bullseye from the Hanzo, Invisible Friends from Brightwing, Rewind on Murden, No Control for Hogger, and Cannonball for our Junkrat. Garrosh will not be up for another 2 seconds. It looks like the seed will be captured, but they are going to stall using the meatball on most consistent player on the team. Falstad hops over, gets seen, decides he doesn't want to be there. Out comes the Shockwave. It hits Ragnaros. Oh, but the Dirns of Hate will come out. But a great soothing mist there from Strider Wind. So much damage on a Mockery, and he's murdered. Tezopako is now in this fight. It's 2 for 2 for seeds. Whoever wins this will probably win the game. Tezopako is capturing it right now. The Mainski is coming in from behind. There is a route there onto the bird. But this will be captured by the members of Heavy Hitters. They're getting the garden. They're stunning Slick Rub. The Mainski trying to come through, but Slick Rub is down. The tank is dead. And this is a very tough position for Can't Connect stuns. We've got the Mainski coming bottom, trying to clear this because this is the weakest keep at the moment. But the members of Heavy Hitters are rotating hard to the mid lane. Garrosh looking at the Mainski. Here comes the Hog Wild, but the mid lane is the one going in. The flip in onto Eric, and Junkrat is blown away. And this is going to need a miracle defense from Can't Connect stuns if they want to survive this. There's 2 Garden Terrors on the core. The Dragon Arrow comes out onto Tezopako, but he's not the one blowing this core up. The Polymorph doesn't quite catch Dark Horse. The Light Bomb comes out, and that will be game number 1 to Heavy Hitters. GG. And a very strong game 1 from Heavy Hitters. Even with losing some fights near the end of that game, the momentum was swinging, but they just very patiently delayed until Garrosh was back up over that last seed. Delayed, and then caught Mockery in a tough position on that Hanzo, flipped him in, and then stunned him so he couldn't hop over the wall. And with Hanzo dead, there wasn't a whole lot left that could be done. They capture the seed, and the game is over. So some very crisp, clean play, very even game, but great final plays by the members of Heavy Hitters. And shout out to the crazy damage, both from Mockery and Xanthanarium. But Xanthanarium's Mephisto has been very scary in the games I've cast of Heavy Hitters. And, teams keep putting it in his hands, and he keeps punishing them for it. If you're interested in the different skills, they're here. This was Dragon's Arrow, obviously. This was Avatar. This one's Lava Wave. And this, of course, is Light Bomb. Those are the abilities. So that is game number 1 going over to Heavy Hitters. Let's see where these teams take us for game number 2. Take a quick breath here. So again, a really strong game from both teams. But it's interesting to see how these comps come together at the heroic level. The control and the positioning and the play styles we see from these higher level teams is really awesome. It's exciting, honestly, as a lower level player, to see these guys kind of all have a sense of where they need to be and how quickly mispositioning is punished. I mean, one step out of line against a Garrosh and you're suddenly thrown into places you don't want to be. So, truly terrifying for the likes of a player like me whose positioning may not be their strongest suit. So game number 2 is going to be on Infernal Shrines. A map where you could almost say a map where anything is possible. To quote the song. Anything is possible. So we do have macro opportunities. We do have team fight opportunities. There are camps all over the map. Not as many as Garden of Terror, but there's camps to be had. Hogger's very strong on this map for taking the minions. Kerrigan sometimes gets chosen on this map for her control and fight in tight spaces. Tanks that give you space control, so Diablo, Johanna, Garrosh, all pretty strong on this map. And of course, anything that can give you AoE over those minions, so Tassadar, Kel'Thas, Hanzo sometimes gets picked for either Scatter Arrow or the Stormbow build, the Q build. But again, a lot of different ways to play this, and looking forward to seeing what these teams have to bring us in game number 2. Let's have a quick look at their drafts as we hop into the game number 2 between Heavy Hitters and Can't Connect Stuns. So, the blue team is still Heavy Hitters. They've got Garrosh, Hanzo, Leoric, Anduin, and Li Ming. So, Drunk Unicorn's Anduin was spectacular. Tezopaco's Garrosh was very good. He did the very Garrosh thing of getting really low, baiting people in, and then healing. So really good play. The Hanzo now flips sides into the hands of Big Bird Blows, and Leo is a great double soaker. Although this map isn't often played with the offlane double soaking, it's kind of like 1.5, 3.5. As sometimes you'll have a mage cover either bottom while the 3-man is roaming. Li Ming is great on this map, doing damage from outside the confines of these little shrine areas, like from here throwing in orbs or from strange angles, trying to catch people by surprise from blind angles, so very strong character here as well. And just in general, pretty strong. This Hanzo Li Ming composition means that you can do a lot of damage from far out. So I think what this team might even want to do if they don't get the early Garrosh pick is wait outside of the area, put some poke damage in, and then have the Garrosh or Leoric kind of identify someone with an entomb or a flip and kill them once the poke has been happening. So a comp that can win this game in a number of different ways. Leo with the double lane pressure, Garrosh with the pick, and Li Ming, of course, can blow up anyone who does get picked in. So, an overall strong comp. I think it answers most questions that the map and the enemy team would ask. As for the red team Can't Connect Stuns, we have Lucio, Junkrat, Johanna, Hogger, and Tassadar. So, Mainsky and Eric reprising their roles from game number 1. This is a team with some fast rotation ability with the Lucio opportunities and kind of a constant sustain heal. Johanna can kind of walk into anything Garrosh has to offer or walk out if she does get flipped with that Iron Skin. Hogger is a decent answer into Leoric for double soaking. Tassadar is very strong on the points here as well, although getting caught by Garrosh is pretty much a death sentence for this particular Protoss. I think this team also has a lot of ability to poke from outside with the Junkrat and the Tassadar, so depending who gets there first, that might not be as much an advantage as you think, because the opposing team will have the ability to put damage on you, and the minions might block. If you're the one inside the square, the minions can block your attempts to fire skill shots outside of the area, so being first on point might not be the biggest advantage with these two compositions. But again, both drafts look solid to me. If I had to pick one that looks easier to do, I think I lean slightly to Heavy Hitters, but I think they're both very, very doable. So without further claptrap from me, let's get jumped into game number 2 between Heavy Hitters and Can't Connect Stuns. In the blue, representing the high heavens, we have Heavy Hitters. We've got Tezopaco on Garrosh. Big Bird Blows on Hanzo, Dark Horse playing Leoric, Drunk Unicorn on Anduin, and Xanthanarium on Li Ming. In the red, representing the Burning Hells, we have Shredded Wind on Lucio, Eric on Junkrat, Slick Rub on Johanna, the Mainsky playing Hogger, and Mockery on Tassadar.
Let the battle begin.
Let this battle begin. All 5 coming for the early beginning in the mid lane. Really only favoring Hanzo here, the only character so far with stacking abilities at level 1. He did go the Stormbow build, so we've got target practice from Hanzo. The Unrivaled Might again from Garrosh, looking for this at the side angle and trying to catch someone out. Big Bird Blows getting quite low. Shredded Wind also taking a good chunk of damage. The Dragon Hope is on him now. Tezopako does flip Mockery, and again, that's the one character who cannot afford to get flipped on this team, and Mockery's Tassadar will die. Slickrub unable to save his Protoss pal. We have Fealty unto Death again from Leoric. We saw it earlier today as well. The Lightwell on Anduin and Aetherwalker. There is the flip onto the Lucio. He tries to ride the wall away, but a fantastic chastise from Drunk Unicorn, locking Lucio down, and he's killed by the Hanzo. An early 2-0 lead in kills for the members of Heavy Hitters, which honestly, that does more damage in morale than it does in actual experience. Early deaths are like worth maybe half a wave of experience. It's the only big deal you have is you lose soaking power. But with both these offlaners double soaking, not a huge deal. On the right side, we have Accelerando for the Lucio, extra wound timers for the Junkrat, Zealous Glare, or the flashlight build for this Johanna, on the Prowl for Hogger, and Psy Infusion for Mockery's Tassadar. Slickrub will get flipped in, uses the Iron Skin to get out, doesn't get caught by that Chastise follow-up. The wall will come out. Slickrub is incredibly low. The Scatter Arrow can't quite take out the Crusader. And Big Bird Blow gets fairly low as well. Tezopako looking at this bottom camp, making sure it's not taken, but he's taking free shots from Eric's bombs. Throws a trap in there, has a look at what his opponents are up to. Sharded Wind with the knockback, takes part of the combo and is down to half health, but he does have the sustain heals. Xanthanarium, Drunk Unicorn, and Big Blur Blows, man, it's hard to say quickly, are taking out this bottom Cosra camp. Sharded Wind looks, bops back Tezopako before he can get damage. Tezopako's incredibly low, though. He throws Slickrub back out, super low, 97 health, and that is the end of Garrosh. That's the end of Anduin. They're stealing this camp. They're killing the heroes. They're killing the heroes. Hanzo is down, and a quick turnaround on that bottom camp. Yes, it meant Hogger had to leave some of his soak, but they kill 3 heroes, steal the camp, and are going to get this gate on the bottom fort as a Frozen Shrine activates in the top. Frozen Shrine, one of the 2 strongest types of the 3 types of mortar, as it does lock down buildings. And oh my goodness, Shredded Wind takes so much damage! He was taking core damage, and then he also took the magic missiles from Xanthanarium, and being down there healer will not put them in a good position for this early shrine, but he will be back in 6 seconds. They got about 15% damage on this bottom fort. Heavy Hitters taking their Bruiser camp. It looks like Can't Connect Stuns will do the same. Shrine active. Neither team, again, being there first, not a huge priority with both teams having big poke. And this slightly, the big poke slightly is on the side of Can't Connect Stuns because Lucio's constant healing can kind of ease that poke. But there's the flip onto Eric. He doesn't have a good escape. He does drop the mine, but Tezopako goes with him. The boop from Shredded Wind will keep him safe, and the pull from Anduin keeps Tezopako safe as no one dies. But that flip once again proving how dangerous it is to be in melee range of a Garrosh. The main ski gets low. There's a slight lead on the minions now for Heavy Hitters as they're zoning away. Can't Connect Stuns. Tassadar in the bot lane, pushing away. So for the moment, they're not looking to fight too hard, but the bomb does put Tezopako in. He's taking a lot of damage from the towers, but he's still up for now. Tassadar soaking mid, looking to make his way top slowly here. It's 18-0 for the Shrine minions as Leoric is going nuts. And they're actually going to give up on this. They're giving up on it. Slickrub gets thrown by Tezopako, but the Iron Skin will save him once again as the Stormbolt target practice is up to 3 out of 5 for this Hanzo. But Hogger and Tassadar are stealing the camps and looking to get other macro damage done in this game as Leoric finishes off the last minion and they get a Frozen Punisher. Tezopako looking for the side engage, but Eric very wisely throwing a trap there, throwing a bomb there. The jump will be on Eric. The stun goes through, but he manages to not be in this tight area. But with the freezing of the building, Tezopako looking to invade here. Building no longer frozen. Slickrub in a tough spot. does have the Iron Skin, but holding it for now. Stunned by the Punisher. Flipped in. The Iron Skin is popped now. Tezopako gets knocked back by a mine. This fort has taken out half its health and damage, and it's frozen again. No longer firing as the Punisher is about to go down. It's at 5%, but the fort will fall at the same time as the Icy Demon. In the bottom, Hogger looking to get a fort as well. Gets it down to about a third as Dark Horse moves down to respond. And in the mid, they've lost their gate to the pushing Khazra camps. So good play from both teams, both finding value in that original Frozen Punisher phase. And it's a fort down for Can't Connect stuns, but they get most of this fort. In the bottom, we see Dark Horse and the Mainski fighting, but the support has come for Mainski faster than it's come for Dark Horse. But all the team members are coming. Mockery far away, Hanzo far away as well, but closer. There's the boop, which means they can steal it here. 10s are out for the members of Can't Connect stuns. Here comes the Riptire. It's going on to Anduin. It blows him back, but he still has 300 health. The flip is onto the Mainski, and he gets deleted. 10's now overholding. The Entomb will come out, as will the Dragon Arrow. The high five comes from Lucio, looking to get his teammate out, but he pays with his life. The Wave of Force knocks Slick Rub into the combo. He's at 110 life, and they get Tassadar instead. Xanthanarm gets thrown forward by the Garrosh, and it's a kill. It's a 4 for nothing. And what a fantastic engage by Heavy Hitters, who now are even in experience with their opponents. So we do have Decimate for Garrosh, Dragon's Arrow for Hanzo, Entomb for Leoric, Light Bomb for Anduin, and Wave of Force for Li Ming. Meanwhile, we have High Five for Lucio, Riptire for Junkrat, Blessed Shield for Johanna, Shockwave from the Hogger, and Archon from Mockery's Tassadar. So they're going to put hard pressure on this bottom fort with all the members that they've killed on the side of Can't Connect stuns, unable to contest. But they only get about 15% off, and they will back away, trying not to put themselves in a situation to lose any members for free, as Mockery pushes out in the mid lane. And Mainski gathers more XP in the top. An attempted engage from Tezopako, but the Chomper Jaws here, the trap, will see what they're going for. Mockery, he's casting, but that locks him in place, but the Unstoppable means the Dragon Arrow goes right past him. He still takes way too much damage, and Mockery's Tassadar is dead. It's so hard to play Tassadar into an Indomitable. Who? He didn't go Indomitable. It's hard to play into a Garrosh when casting forces you to stand still, especially on that shock ray. The Mainski does manage to take the camp, and this should push back during this Shrine phase, but now Heavy Hitters are going to go hard for this bottom fort. Slick Rub looking to punish Tezopako for going so deep. Out comes the stun. The Light Bomb will come out, but the Riptire will kill him before that Light Bomb can go off. A big Riptire there from Eric. Slick Rub pulls Xanthanarium and Dark Horse in, but the Wraith Walk will keep Dark Horse safe for now. That's a 1-for-1, but again, using their offlane macro, the Mainski's going to push this camp right into the gate, and now they're trying to make a call over whether they should fight over this shrine with Garrosh dead for 10 more seconds. Big Bird blows, causing some problems on the rotate here. Mockery looking. There's the fence with just a tiny escape area. Mainski jumps on from behind. The shockwave is wasted, though, as the pull comes out from Drunk Unicorn. And they're this time Can't Connect stuns will be the first ones collecting the point, and they will rip through these minions as Slick Rub gets hit by a scatter arrow. The orb coming through. There's the magic missiles. Mainski is going to go for the spin, but doesn't quite get the angle he would have wanted. The Dragon Arrow comes out, hits 3. Tezopako does get knocked in the wall, and here is the Tassadar wall. Archon is popped. Tezopako's taking so much damage, he does throw Tassadar in, but you don't want an Archon in your face. The Entomb is come out. Drunk Unicorn does use the Light Bomb on himself. Slick Rub getting incredibly low. The Chastise, and he's killed by, it's a 1-for-1 on the tanks as Li Ming kills Johanna, but the Punisher will go over to Can't Connect stuns this time, and with this fort incredibly low, they're likely to get some damage onto the keep gate. The jump comes out. Great blink or great teleport there from Xanthanarium, but Mockery will push this as the other members of his team are taking the bottom camp. Now, they don't have their tank, so pushing hard is not a wise move here. They are rotating towards the mid. Are they going to try and put some damage on Dark Horse here? Shredded Wind. He uses the Wraith Walk. There's not going to be any way to crowd control him. But here on the top, the gate is almost completely gone to that Bruiser camp, and Mainski is looking to push some more. The Cosmers are stolen. by the members of Kankanextons as Garrosh has come back to life, and there is a siege camp pushing in the bot lane. Kankanextons looking to invade the bruiser camp here in the top. As they can see, there are 2 members in the bottom, so this should be fairly safe. Leoric coming to see, looking for the rotation, realizes the entire enemy team is here, trying to walk away. The Wraithwalk will keep him from getting booped by Shredded Wind, but this means there is no opportunity to contest this bruiser camp steal, and it will go over to Kankanextons. The Cosmer camp in the mid has put about 10% damage on this mid fort. And so far, again, this game is so close. Both teams hitting 16. Well, 16 for Kankanextons, and it's very close for Heavy Hitters. So we see up the frequency as opposed to Rejuvenescencia, the percent healing. So that's interesting on the Lucio. Mainski coming down in case a fight was necessary, but it ended up not being so. The kills are 9-5. They are still in the favor. And out comes the Entomb onto Mockery. Here comes the Blessed Shield. The Dragon's Arrow comes out as well. The Light Bomb now comes out. So does Riptire. It's just Alt City here, boys. A ton of damage onto Dark Horse. He gets low. Tesselpaco throws, but he gets pulled out. Xanthanarium is getting very low on that Li Ming as the Junkrat bombs come out. And that is 7 ultimates used. No deaths. The throw onto the Mainski here. He gets rooted. He can't use Hog Wild, and he is blown away. Killed by Hanzo, the final blow. All those ultimates used, and what finally killed somebody? The flip. And when you're at this high of a division, your opponents have characters that they're just always amazing with, and so it's hard to ban out everything they're good with. Stukov can be infuriating, but I'm always amazed at teams that go, no, we can just handle the Garrosh. That flips on like a 7-second cooldown. Oh, a good Garrosh, I think, is one of the most frightening tanks in the game. That and like a god tier Diablo can just wreck your game plan. They will get the bottom fort, so they do have a 1 building advantage now. And the experience is even. The ultimates are coming back up for the members of Kankanextons. Only Archon still with 20 seconds left. Every ultimate is available for the members of Heavy Hitters. The next shrine is coming in top. It will be a Mortar Shrine, and this scales fairly well into the late game, doing a lot of siege damage. Heavy Hitters will look to take this bottom Khazra camp. It looks like the members of Kankanextons do want priority positioning here. They're looking to siege up with this camp on the top fort, which has already lost about 15% of its health. The rotation is coming up, but Vision coming out here from Mockery. And they will get this fort down to about 1/3 of its health before they're forced to back out by Dark Horse. The trap does catch Tesselpaco. They start the shrine, and they're starting to take some of the minions already. There is a Khazra camp pushing bottom, and it will get damage on this gate guaranteed if no one is sent down to deal with it. They're looking to form the Crescent here again. Tesselpaco wanting Mockery really badly. He ends up throwing Slick Rub instead, though. The wall comes out. A root is on the Mainski. Out comes the Dragon Arrow in the Entomb. Out comes the Light Bomb, but the stun is onto Leoric, and he's not able to do anything. Drunk Unicorn to half from the Riptire. Tesselpaco takes a good chunk of damage too, but the healing is tremendous from this Anduin. The orb misses, doesn't hit anyone. The flip combo is back up. They're looking at the Mainski, but he gets knocked back into the wall and stunned. Another pull onto Tesselpaco. That should be both pulls down for Anduin. But the health bars are looking much more robust for Heavy Hitters at the moment, and the members of Kankanextons are going to have to take a breath. Slick Rub is sent back. The one tower is already really down, and the only thing that stopped them from attacking more is this minion wave. But Slick Rub will go to attend to that. The rest of the team looking to take camps to make up for the fact that they have no ability to contest the shrine at this time. Xanthanarium throws in the magic missiles to see if they should be here. Tesselpaco looking to see if there's someone to catch. He is always. He does throw Mockery over the wall, though. Out comes the Chastise that catches 2. Shredded Wind with the high 5. Out comes the Light Bombs. Athenarium does Aether walk in, and that's the end of the most consistent player on the team. Mockery gets caught as well and killed. And here comes the Dragon's Arrow. It catches 2. Eric and Slick Rub, but there was no opportunity to follow up. Here comes the Shockwave from the main scene, just trying to stay alive to the damage from this Li Ming. Out comes the Orb, but a good angle on the Hog Wild. But this Mortar Punisher is pushing towards a keep all by itself. Now, in the mid lane, damage is being done by this Khazra-Cam, but losing a fort is nothing compared to possibly losing 2 keeps here. Mainsky will push up towards this Punisher and will bait it in. It didn't see him and did not jump. Meanwhile, in the bottom, they chase down Eric. The root does come out. The pull. Great pull again by Anduin. The stun onto Slick Rub as 20s are now here for heavy hitters. They have Titanic Might, Bullseye, Buried Alive, Censure, and Li Ming has yet to choose her ultimate as the Punisher is smashing into the top keep. It's at half health. In the bottom, they are going to lose a keep to the heavy hitters. They choose instead to go for the Punisher. It's less dangerous as they blow up the fiery Super Demon. Xanthanarium throws some orbs at the keep, but the team is choosing instead to back off at the moment. Leoric pushing hard into the mid fort, taking it down to about half health. Tezopako still looking to see if there's a chance to catch someone who makes a rotational mistake. And the rest of the team will come in to knock down the middle fort. Now, 20s have just come in for the members of Can't Connect Stuns as well. We do get Mixing Fire, and he can do damage with high 5 now, and reduce healing. We've got extra oomph for the Junkrat Riptire, Radiating Faith, the upgrade on Blessed Shields. We have No Control for the Hogger, and Force Barrier for the Tassadar. Leoric has just finished Mithril Mace, so that's incredibly powerful. It ends up with a 50% auto attack routine, but it is a 5v4 as Leoric is still on the top. They put a ton of damage on Tezopako, but another fantastic pull. They kill! Mockery murders Li Ming, and Tezopako will get blown up as well. The No Control is jumping onto Anduin, onto Big Bird Blows. It's a 4-for-0 on a fantastic engage from Can't Control Stuns. They are not out of this game yet. An absolutely fantastic jump. They saw Leoric wasn't there, and they went in so hard, and they're going to push against this bottom keep. They want to end this game right here, right now. Leoric knows there's nothing he can do. He has to wait for his team to respond, so he's going to push this top keep, but this keep will go down on the bottom, and this team wants to end. They want this game over now. There's still 25 seconds on the fastest person to respond, and that will be Li Ming. Leoric will come back, does have the Silence Entomb available, misses the Drain Hope. Out comes the Entomb, it only catches the main ski. He gets pushed back by the Force Wall. Mockery putting tons of damage onto Dark Horse here. But he is drawing their focus, and that's what he wants. He does finally die. Li Ming will be back in 3 seconds, but Can't Connect Stuns is going hard on this core. It's at 15%, it's at 10%, it's at 5%, and it's dead. A fantastic 4-for-0 team fight at the end of this game, and they turn a losing game into a 1-1 series tie and an opportunity to do a winner-take-all game number 3. What a fantastic final team fight, and I don't know who the shot caller is for Can't Connect Stuns, but they were prepared. They knew exactly what their win con was, and they went for it. Fantastic, fantastic play there from Can't Connect Stuns to put this series on even footing. These are talents, if you're curious. This is Archon, Shockwave, and Riptire, and of course this is Entomb and Dragon's Arrow. Still outkilled here in the final screen, but the only kills that mattered were those 4 on the bot lane, where they blew apart Xanthanarium, where they took out Tezopako right after, and then the No Control from Hogger shredded Hanzo and Anduin. What a fantastic fight. They just waited to see a split and then went hard. I just can't wait for game number 2. Or number 3, I mean. Fantastic game 2, and really looking forward to game number 3. So game 2 is won by Can't Connect Stuns. and we will see where they take us for the decisive game number 3. And again, that's one of the great things about the higher divisions. It's not just heroic divisions who can do this, but that looking for that game-turning team fight, that final win con. Teams that can identify their win con even when they're behind can win any game, and that's just a fact. And that's exactly what we saw here from Can't Connect Stuns. They identified what they needed to do, and they used it to win game 2. Game number 3 will be on Cursed Hollow, so this is going to feel like a reprise of game number 1. We have lots of bushes, lots of walls and little areas to catch people in choke points. Dahaka, again, very strong on this map. Anyone who's good in a choke point, Junkrat, good on this map. So a lot of powerful characters. Stukov is infuriating on this map. But again, collect 3 tributes. And this time, instead of getting Garden Terrors, it shuts off all your buildings, and all of your minions only have 1 HP due to the Raven Lord's curse. So, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time talking this time. It's Cursed Hollow. It's game 3. We got heavy hitters and counterpick stuns. Who is going to take this series home? Let's find out right now. So, heavy hitters. They've drafted Garrosh, Anduin, Junkrat, Li Ming, and Ragnaros. So a combination of what we've already seen. So there is a little bit more what we might call meta slavery in Heroic Division. You do try to pick the best things. Tezopaco's Garrosh has been a threat all series long. Absolutely no reason to move him off it. And Drunk Unicorn's Anduin has been on point with pull after Chastise, his E, the root, after pull. These 2 characters, just fantastic, and it makes sense that they're keeping them. And again, with all the tight areas and bushes, Garrosh can find a ton of value punishing rotations. Junkrat's very strong on this map, great at delaying tribute captures while his team gets into position. Li Ming can do much the same thing, and Xanthanarium showed why his Li Ming was why their Li Ming was so dangerous in the last game. And Ragnaros, once again, a character that can defend very well against a curse, can take over a building so it doesn't get destroyed, and can also, again, use Lava Wave on a huge map to create tons of pressure, forcing the team to choose whether they're going to macro or whether they're going to fight. So a really robust team comp here. My only mild concern looking at the team comp is that if they don't blow someone else up right away in a team fight, Li Ming has to wait for her cooldowns to come back up. But honestly, with the amount of control they have and how well they've been able to use control throughout this series, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think they'll be just fine. And on Counterbrick Stuns, we have Rhaegar, Genji, Johanna, Hanzo, and Blaze. So some new characters to the series in Rhaegar, Genji, and Blaze, with the Hanzo hotly contested between these teams. Hanzo also very good at delaying, so kind of like the reverse Junkrat in these particular comps at delaying people on points, getting vision, having some control. The Dragon Arrow ultimates have been fantastic this series from both teams. We do have both of the Shimada brothers, which can work really well or can really work against you, depending on how your setups go. Rhaegar does give really good wave clear, really good camp clear if forced to do so. Johanna, just a great all-around tank. And Blaze, I haven't seen the main skis Blaze. Looking forward to it, though. He's a great double soaker. He's solid at camp clear. He provides great AoE stuns that otherwise you couldn't really get outside of an ultimate. So following up like a Hanzo arrow with the Blaze stun, you know, with a Blessed Shield, you could lock down the enemy team for a good 5-6 seconds and then finish them off with Hanzo and Genji in that time. So both teams have wombo combos. Both teams have combos they'd like to pull off. It's going to be a skill matchup. Let's see who pulls out game number 3 between heavy hitters and Can't Connect Stuns in this heroic division match of NGS. In the blue, we have heavy hitters with a Z. I hope you heard the Z. Or Z. Sorry. We've got Tezopaco on Garrosh, Drunk Unicorn playing Anduin, Big Bird Blows playing Junkrat, Xanthanarium on Li Ming, and Dark Horse on the Ragnaros.
10 seconds.
And in the red team wearing the red trunks on the red side of the field,
4,
we have Can't Connect
3,
Stuns.
2,
Shredded Wind on Rhaegar, Eric on Genji, Slick Rub playing Johanna, Mockery playing Hanzo, and the Mainski playing Blaze. Level 1s, we again have the unrivaled strength for Garrosh, the light will for Anduin. They've picked these before and it's worked. There comes the flip on the Slick Rub. The Iron Skin will be popped to prevent the lockdown from the Censure. Or the Chastise, pardon me. We do have Blow 'em Up from Junkrat, Aether Walker, so likely E-build there. Now, this makes Garrosh much more scary. The E-build, the Engulfing Flame from Blastwave making Garrosh mega fast, is terrifying. He can walk anywhere he wants, and if he does go this game Indomitable at 4, he can just press Unstoppable, go wherever the heck he wants, whenever he wants. Mainski is going to push on Dark Horse here a little bit. In the middle, there's still some damage coming out. Well, Mockery and Eric looking to possibly delay some rotates, but they don't want to rotate. They want to get a kill in the mid lane, but they've not been able to. So they are just missing out on some experience bottom as Mockery cleans up. So we do see the Engulfing Flame, the E-build for Ragnaros. We do have Colossal Totem for Rhaegar going for Totem build. We've got Agile Dismount for the Cyber Agility of Genji. Flashlight build, Zealous Glare from Johanna. We do have the Stormbow this time for Mockery, and the Adrenaline Stim Pack for Blaze, which is normal when he's put in the off lane. Shredded Wind has started this camp, and again, one of the few supports who can easily clear a camp on his own. Does get the speed up here from the Hanzo. Eric just clearing out the bottom here. We got a wet noodle fight here in the mid lane. How exciting. How riveting. Oh my goodness. In the top, on the other hand, we have the offlaners doing offlaner things, and that involves attempting to murder each other. The Mainski using fire. Ragnaros using fire. Fire, fire, fire! You're fired. I really hope that doesn't turn into a clip, to be honest. Not my best moment. Camps will be captured, and every camp on the map is collected by the team that controls its location. In the top, we do see Mainski dealing with these giants, while Garrosh is sent up to intimidate him. I don't know if a Firebat has ever seen an orc, but probably not fun. Both teams looking to clear out their opponent's bruiser camp here. Johanna will gather them up for more damage. The bite there from the most consistent player on the team. Out comes the Chastise. It will just miss Shredded Wind as the meatballs come out from Dark Horse. In the bottom, Xanthonarium and Eric will duel one another with their range damage, which is really kind of an interesting concept. Oh, Anduin gets murdered. They catch and kill. Tezopako is top, meaning they don't have their tank. The bomb away of the spell power minion, but they do push hard, realizing that the scary Gawash isn't there. They will back away once they see him, and the flashlight forces him off his horse. Mockery putting some damage on, but here comes Dark Horse. Johanna does get flipped in, but uses the Iron Skin, is still alive. The root will land onto Shredded Wind from the trap. And the first tribute is up. It will be 5v4. Blaze is top, and no one from the blue team is there. So it looks more likely they're going to try and cause delays here, as opposed to... it is going to be the chasing trap. Blaze still top, not looking for rotate, so it looks like it will just be a delay. We do see the Molten Core popped for the Ragnaros here, making it more difficult to contest. But again, I don't think they actually want this. I think they just want to slow them down while Blaze gets value top. Eric will jump over right onto the Junkrat, is rooted immediately, he pops the deflect. They're staying out of the area where Ragnaros is casting his spells. Lightwell is dropped right on top here. And so... Big Bird blows, popping some damage on a Slick Rub. Oh, the flip and the knockup, but it's just not quite going the way Tezopaka wanted there. Sevens have been hit first. Please ignore the dogs. And so we see Big Bird blows capping as Mockery is attacking. Ragnaros is forced to go top to deal with Mainski. He's already taken half or 40% of that. But Johanna gets caught and killed, and that will be the end of delays in the bottom here. So... The first tribute will go over to Big Bird. No, there's the stun by Mockery. Now Eric will start annoying them as Blaze continues to push in the top lane. Ragnaros in the middle. Johanna will be up in 3 seconds. Eric does get out safely, and finally, tribute number 1 goes over to Heavy Hitters. But well delayed, and they almost got a full fort for this. Dark Horse will come top and put some damage on Mainski, but Mainski can heal. This fort, not so much. Eric is all alone on the bottom, does get hit by the Groundbreaker, a good deflection, and he has to use the Swift Strike to get away from the mine from Junkrat. Siege Camp is collected by Mockery. And in comes Slickrub to help defend this bottom fort. Caught by the trap, flipped in, will use, the Iron Skin. Does get knocked back toward his team. Eric takes a big chunk of damage there, uses the deflect, has to walk away. And we see Mockery is middle, pushing out there. In the top, Dark Horse and Mainski dueling with one another. And the next tribute is spawning on Heavy Hitter's side of the field in the top lane. Giants are knocked back. Eric just looking to annoy Xanthanarium and Big Bird blows. Now they're rotating towards the top, while Li Ming still has to deal with this Giant here. Tezapaco's mid. Garrosh not the fastest clear in the world. Johanna can definitely help her team clear this fast, putting pressure again on this mid gate. And there's 2 top. They're looking to take this fort. Tezapaco trying to put pressure on Mockery, but it's the other way around. These Stormbows are doing tons of damage. And so we see Tezapaco taking the damage. They're not prioritizing. No, but the Molten Core will come out, and it's going to be a stun onto 2. Dragon Zero will come out, and they kill the Garrosh instantly. A ton of damage goes onto Ragnaros, but they're going to look to kill him too. The stun comes out from Mockery, and they manage to hit Xanthanarium. Ragnaros is dead, and they're going to kill this fort. Another arrow onto Xanthanarium, and so far it's a 2 for nothing and a fort. Xanthanarium taking so much damage from the Genji. This Swift Strike finishes off Li Ming. It's 3 for nothing. Please ignore the dogs. My sister's home, and they will not shut up when she shows up at home. Hopefully you can't hear them, but they are going bonkerones. This tribute will be collected by the members of Can't Connect Stuns as they also rotate to their boss. So, 10s have been collected. We've got the Ancestral from Rhaegar, the X-Strike from Genji, Blessed Shield from Johanna, Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo, and Bunker Drop from Blaze. Decimate from Garrosh, Light Bomb on Anduin. We've got the Riptire from Junkrat, the Wave of Force from Li Ming, and the Lava Wave from our Ragnaros, like we saw in game number 1. Now, there isn't really someone to wear the Light Bomb, so to speak, but I think if you put the Blast Wave onto Garrosh to speed him up and then Light Bomb him, there is an opportunity there. But most of the members of this team don't want to be here. So they collect the boss. They're looking to contest the bottom boss. They do throw Blaze into the stun of the boss. The Dragon's Arrow will come out, but Mainski looks like he's going to go down. The Bunker comes out at the perfect timing, and they kill Li Ming again. Tezapaco's taking so much damage. Out comes the X-Strike. It does big damage onto Big Bird blows. They're going to kill the Junker as well, but he's stunned in the bone. He just barely manages to get out. Dark Horse does get thrown over the wall by Tezapaco. They will kill Genji, but they also kill Ragnaros. They kill the Garrosh. They kill the everyone. It's a 4 for 1. They've stolen both bosses, and the top boss is still at half health as it beats the snot out of this top gate. And the bottom boss is just going to gently tickle the bottom gate because friendliness. Anduin and Li Ming are alive. Xanthanarium was actually the first one dead, so he comes back first, helps to clear this boss as their gate goes down. But it will be a second tribute for the members of Can't Counterpick Stuns. Mockery taking their giant camp at this time. The Lava Wave will clear out top, giving a brief reprieve to the pushing catapults in every other wave of Can't Counterpick Stuns, as their buildings are looking pretty healthy still. Most of that gate, no gate here. Bruiser Camp will go down to the side of Can't Counterpick Stuns, and this bottom boss will be cleared out before the fort goes down, as both teams look to reset, but a level and a half advantage to Can't Counterpick Stuns, as they do have their 13s now. There's 3 bottom for Heavy Hitters. They're going to look to clear the Siege Giants here, but it looks like there's going to be 4 collective here, and Genji is going to try and delay the rotations here, just bring an annoyance to Tezapaco as he looks to rotate. They're sieging up, and this next tribute could be Curse, so they're setting up for Curse on the side of Can't Counterpick Stuns. Eric chasing down from the back. Tezepako will run in. Out comes the Riptire. Down goes the bunker to keep the team healthy, and it is successful. The Siege Camp pushing in. The fort's at about half, but that is 3 ultimates down. Well, we can't really count Lava Wave. That's 2 ultimates down on the side of Heavy Hitters, and they have not managed to get a kill here. The Shuriken Mastery for Genji is finished. Big Bird Blows is going to be able to capture this. The Light Bomb comes out, but the pull means there's the Dragon Arrow. That's the end of Gyarados. The X-Ray comes out. That's the end of Drunk Unicorn. And at 2-0, they got the point. The next point will be huge. Since both teams have 2 and 3 is Curse. But that is going to lead to a big advantage once again for the members of Can't Counterpick Stuns. As they've come, games number 1 and 2, they struggled a bit to show dominance early. This game, there is no question about it. They have come to play and they want to win. They have the reverse sweep in their hands and they are not willing to let go. It's going to have to be ripped from their grasp. Once again, the Lava Wave will clear out the top lane here, and that's going to completely abort Mainski's push.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
They're chasing down Dark Horse here. He is going to go down, and he knows it. He's trying to get some damage back, but unfortunately he was pushed out just a bit too far. He will be killed, and they are going to rotate towards the tribute here, as opposed to staying to push down this low fort. The members of Heavy Hitters are taking their giant camp, looking for opportunities to get more experience, because they are down the 16 talent tier. They're down 2 full levels, which is about 8%. They don't know it. Blaze is behind them. Big Bird Blows is being told to be careful. The blind comes out on Tezepako. He's down to about half health. They jump onto Big Bird Blows' Junkrat. The Ancestral is going to come on Slicker. Out comes the 3-man, but the Dragon Arrow misses. Light Bomb is out on Tezepako. It doesn't stun the unstoppable Johanna. A second pull comes out, saving Xanthanarium. 2 members are incredibly low. There's a Swift Strike. It kills Junkrat. And there is the deflect. The Swift Strike out, meaning he doesn't go down. 70 health on Tezepako there as the curse will come out. They're chasing down Drunk Unicorn. The X-Ray comes out. He manages to live. He heals himself. He's taking so much damage. And the final blow from Genji. They kill the Gyarados as well. Onto Xanthanarium. They kill Xanthanarium. And it's a 4-0 for the members of Counterpick Stuns. And they can end the game here potentially. They have so much damage. The curse means the buildings will not attack them back. Now, 2 seconds before Junkrat returns, Dark Horse can use Molten Core to try to defend here. Is that what he'll do? The huge Colossal Totem slow is slowing them down. They're jumping onto this core. They're putting so much damage onto it. It's down all of its shields now. The core is at 90%. They're still attacking. The core is at 60%. They're still attacking. Everybody is now up except for Li Ming. The core is at 25%. That's the end of Johanna. That's the end of Rhaegar. They're continuing. The bunker is down. They're attacking the core. And they win. The reverse sweep is in the hands of Can't Connect Stuns. The bunker, a game-winning play there. And my goodness, what a dominant performance in game number 3 for Can't Counterpick Stuns. Outkilling 16-4, and even with the Lava Wave, they did not let. They had so much pressure, the Lava Wave ended up being defensive instead of putting on the pressure they were hoping it would get. They seem to know how to play Tezepako's Gyarados in game number 3. They just didn't put themselves in positions where it would cause a problem. They also didn't put Mockery on a character that would instantly die once he got flipped. And so they kind of neutered Gyarados, and it totally turned off this team composition. I don't really know any other way to explain it. And if you're a Masters player or a Diamond player who understands that happened better than I did, I'm happy to be corrected. But when Gyarados couldn't flip, the rest of this team couldn't kill. And we see that in these kill numbers. Talents are here if you're interested. But GG's, an exciting 3-game series in this heroic division match. GG's to sister team Can't Counterpick Stuns under the CCS umbrella, I believe. But fantastic play too. Just so much respect to the play of the members of Heavy Hitters too. They looked so darn good, and they almost had game number 2. This could have been a 2-0 domination, and it swings like a saloon door back towards CCS. Fantastic series. So that will be this series. The VODs will be on Twitch for 7 days or on my YouTube, Omster. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to these teams for providing such fantastic games. And I will see you again. Please go out and enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm.